Thanks once again for joining us. I'm Arba Kumson. Now, in our first story, tension is reportedly rising between executives of the opposition New Patriotic Party and the governing National Democratic Congress in the Bono Ahafo region. The NPP claims it has suffered attacks, both verbal and physical, from activists of the NDC there, and are warning they are getting extremely irritated and may be forced to retaliate. They issued the warning when the acting national chairman of the party, Freddie Blay, visited the region this weekend to meet some executives from 15 constituencies there. Well, the acting NPP chairman minced no words about the matter and asked the IGP and President Mahama to intervene to prevent an escalation of tensions.
We are there to create that NDC people. You want, and you know who and Adams, they are talking economics with the likes of Baumia. Please ignore that. That one is for what we call cynicism. So some of them can't talk the way they want to talk. But wait and see what we do. We've done it before. What do they have? Except to attack our policies that have not been properly and completely outdone. They are busy trying to ridicule us. They should come out with what they think they want to do. That is what is important. We will come out in clear terms what we have for this country. We are picking our presidential candidate, the vice presidential candidate, and various leadership of the party going around. He, the national coordinator of the Nasara, had a meeting this afternoon with the Nasara coordinators. Getting a few feedback of what is happening, knowing what people in this region really want, what they think it is possible. We're looking around, and therefore this is being turned into a very readable, short, and to the point manifesto. Sooner than later, I can assure you, we will come out. You mean publicly in a book. Not too bulky, we will soon come out. But even then, before then, you could see there are various highlights of what we intend doing. The presidential candidate is being given hints of that. Once a while, it comes up with a policy, and people are all over, following each other there. And these people are following each other. They should have patience. Ghanaians should have patience. We definitely have a record. We've done it before. And we are thinking very thoroughly and examining what issues we will tackle and what policies. But mainly, it will be on job creation.
So that's the acting chairman of the NPP there, Freddie Blay. Well, the chairman for the NPP in the Bono Ahafo region, Kweku Treme, has been making similar points there. We can listen to him.
We want the election to be free and fair. It is not only on the day that we go to vote, but rather from all this period to the election day, all that processes that we are exercising should be very fair. And this is part of it. You all heard, some of us witnessed the actions of the NDC and their macho men during the recently passed limited registration exercise. Cases in point were at Tamo South, Asunafo South, Asutifi South, and Asunafo North, and Nkuranza South. If they dare go on with such matters, such mayhem, we will come up. They are not the only people that have planned. Witness these disturbances in the 2008 elections, in the 2012 election. This time around, if the security agencies do not calm the other side, when I say the other side, I'm referring to the NDC, because they always bring such issues up. I remember very well that before the 2012 elections, there had been a series of complaints against the NDC. The then IGP never acted on it. So such time that it was about 4 or 5 days to the election, that the regional security Elections Security Committee met all stakeholders, political parties in the region, and decided that they were then going to act on. If they will act on any untoward situation in the region, this is the time. We cannot wait till that period.
So that's the MPP's chairman in the Bono-Ahafo region, Kweku Cheme there. We've been trying without success to get the NDC chairman in the region for some reaction to that. But moving on, the governing NDC has been quite busy this past weekend as they rolled out activities all geared at winning the December 7 polls. Shortly, we'll bring you details on that. But right now, let's turn our attention on the president who has been campaigning in the central region. He began a campaign tour of the region today, which political pundits say is a very important region for all parties to clinch because often one cannot predict where it swings. The president's 5-day tour will take him to several towns in the region, including the Komenda, Edina, Eguafo, Brim constituency. We'll hear from campaign spokesperson Joyce Bawa Motgari, beg your pardon. She spoke earlier today on the Super Morning Show. We'll hear her later, but let's get on the lines right now and speak to Central Regional Correspondent Richard Kojonyako on this. Richard, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Ivor.
Bring us up to speed on what's been happening with regards to the president's campaign.
Well, the president has been very busy together with his ministers and other government appointees, together with other party bigwigs. Today, the president first started the campaign by inaugurating the Aguna Bodom Community Day Senior High School. And from this one, right now, the president is interacting with traders and drivers at the Aguna Sedro main lorry station. Essentially, what the president has been saying at the inauguration of the Community Day Senior High School is that, well, that senior high school is going to serve as an employment avenue because they are going to need carpenters, they are not going to need other people that will help the school function. Apart from that one, he says that the fortunes of the central region in terms of education are dwindling. And so they are bringing all of these things together to ease the pressure on the existing senior high schools so that people can gain access and have the flexibility of studying at the comfort in these community-based senior high schools. So after that one, the Omahine of Aguna Nyakrum, Nana Nyakweku, the 9th, also pleaded with the government or the president to create a new district that will be called the Aguna Central Constituency. Already, we have the Aguna East District and we have the Aguna West District, but the Omahin is asking for another creation, but the president responded by saying that that is the preserve according to the constitution of the Electoral Commission. And so as and when the Electoral Commission decides that, well, this place, the population is up for the creation of a district, they will do it. And so that is what the president has been doing. From here, the president would be heading to other places, including the Aguna Sedu main lorry station. He will also go to the Gomua Benso. The president will also go to the Gomua constituency where he will be interacting with other party faithful.
Well, Kojo, let's talk about the Gomua Abodam Senior High School, which the president commissioned today. Tell us about that. That's one of the government's flagship projects.
Yeah, the president said the central region has benefited 14, the community-based school, the central region benefited from 14. Out of the 14, 8 have been completed, and the others are in the various stages of completion. And he says that, well, people who criticize that, well, they cannot do or complete all these projects. The president said that, wait, before the end of his tenure this year, they would complete all the facilities that they sought to do. And so that is what essentially he's been talking about. He says that the people should take advantage of the schools that have been commissioned and those that are in the various stages of completion to get themselves educated, because it is only by educating themselves that they would be empowered to do more and to alleviate themselves or lift themselves up from the poverty they find themselves in the central region.
All right, many thanks. And that's Central Regional Correspondent Richard Kojonyako there. We're staying with the NDC because national executives of the party have been quite active this weekend, helping to commission regional election task forces which will coordinate activities in their respective regions to enable the NDC clinch victory in the upcoming polls. The leadership, led by General Secretary Johnson Asiedu Nketia, were in the Volta region, where he revealed that the party will reward executives at the polling station level if the NDC wins the December elections in their areas. This, however, will be after they have assessed the contributions of these party officers. Listen.
We have so far not released our manifesto, not because it is not ready, but because we have a manifesto which we have implemented for 3.5 years. And we need to tell the people how well we have implemented that manifesto before we bring another one. And that is why all our campaign has so far concentrated with telling the masses about how well we have implemented our manifesto and how well we have performed on the mandate that was given to us. So, ladies and gentlemen, the next phase of the campaign will begin in 2 weeks' time. We are now convinced, even our detractors are convinced, that their propaganda that we haven't done anything has been exposed. They are now admitting that we have done what we need to do. So now the campaign is going to move to the next stage. That is to tell you what we are going to do in our next mandate, with our next mandate. So it is strategic that we concentrated the first phase of our campaign to tell our story of success about what we have done so far. Now those who are saying we haven't done anything, they are running away from their own allegations. Because the evidence is there.
Well, the NDC leadership was also in the Western region, and this time the delegation was led by Vice President Kwesi Emisa Arthur, who charged the regional campaign task force to work towards increasing the party's parliamentary seats from the current 18 to 24, and also widening the presidential vote gap between President John Dramani Mahama and his opponents. He asked the rank and file of the party to involve themselves in house-to-house campaigns to enable the party retain political power. He cautioned members of the party who contested the parliamentary primaries and contemplated going independent that they risk being suspended for more than 4 years, and advised them to throw their support behind the candidates who have been elected and accepted by the party. Well, as you may be aware, in about 2 weeks, the party will be launching its manifesto in the Bono Ahafo region. We can listen to campaign spokesperson Joyce Bar Montgomery, who spoke on this matter earlier on Joy FM's Super Morning Show.
In going through the motions, and this debate has been ongoing about whether or not there is a good time really in politics for you to share your manifesto. I speak largely for the National Democratic Congress. For many, many years, we've always launched our campaigns separately from our manifestos. Manifestos are usually born out of our goals, our achievements, and of course, our ambitions for the future. So for our part, our manifesto has been ready for a very, very long time. We are a ruling government. We've actually started working with an existing manifesto, which is a 2012 manifesto. So whatever it is that we're going to be putting in this new manifesto would first be born out of the last few years in government. It would also be born out of our achievements. It would also be born out of the enhancements and other policy objectives that we hope to see going forward. So one, the manifesto is indeed ready. What we've been working on is a more strategic, or may I say an opportune time to duly launch this manifesto. And this week, a lot of talk has gone on about our manifesto. The chairperson of the campaign, our General Secretary, has announced that on the 13th, I believe, because apparently the Muslim holiday is on the 12th. So we will be doing the highlights on the 13th of this month. And on the 17th, we'll go to the Bro-and-Ahafo region to fully launch our manifesto for 2016. Indeed, time actually matters a lot in politics. Even a day does make a difference. For our part, a lot of research goes into these manifestos. So we've actually been working on the most appropriate date. Remember also that our candidate actually wears two caps. He continues to undertake his duties as President of the Republic and, of course, as candidate Mahama as we go along.
And that's campaign spokesperson for the NDC, Joyce Bar Mudgari there. We're taking a short break, but still to come, do you have any questions about the upcoming elections? We'll tell you about the Electoral Commission's new voter engagement show that will hopefully give you some answers.
Comprehensive coverage of election 2016 here on Election Headquarters on TV, radio, online and mobile.
You're welcome back. Now, we'll stay on the campaign trail, but this time, let's turn our attention to the Convention People's Party's flag bearer, Ivor Greenstreet, who's touring the Volta region. He's been sharing his party's Apomfoforo or New Covenant message to the people there. The tour started in Abo, Keta, Anloga and Aflao, where CPP parliamentary candidates were introduced to the gatherings. The party says it intends to visit every single district and constituency in the region. Ivor Greenstreet told the gathering the CPP would focus on the use of cooperatives to maximize revenue for ordinary individuals, families and communities. We can get some more details from the party's communications officer, Abdul Rauf Kadri, who joins us on the line. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Araba.
All right.
Good afternoon to the cherished listeners.
Now, clearly, statistics have indicated that your party in past elections have had a poor showing with regards to, the votes from the Volta region. So what is your flag bearer doing differently from his opponents to capture the much needed votes?
Well, I think that the Convention People's Party is very much aware of what you have just said. And then it only can be understood within a certain context, the context that we have maybe been doing certain things which we are not supposed to do or we have failed to do as a party, explaining why we are not able to make that, numbers that we need in order to be able to show up our national figures. And because of that, for the first time in the history of the Convention People's Party, Ivor Greenstreet has brought about this whole idea of, bottom-up, approach to politics, where we move from village to village, constituency to constituency, and community to community to sell our Apomfoforo and New Covenant message. And when we go in these kind of tours, what we do is to engage the people directly. Even before we were able to finalize with our manifesto, we had to speak to Ghanaians from all walks of life, from different villages and communities and constituencies. So bringing yourself down to the people and interacting with them one-on-one actually would make the people see how sincere and then the vision of your party. And I think that with this kind of strategy, the feedback that we are getting is very encouraging. Ghanaians have told us in our rounds that they like that kind because they get for the first time the opportunity to interact directly with the person seeking to be the president of the country. And then on that basis, I believe that the Convention People's Party has now begun to do something new, by interacting and engaging the people directly. And I believe that it is going to have undoubtedly impact on our performance this time around.
All right. Thank you very much. That's a communications officer for the CPP, Abdul Rauf Kadri. Now, if you had a chance to ask any question at all of the Electoral Commission chairman or any of the commissioners, what would it be? I'm certain that for many of you, there are several questions about the process and activities leading to the December 7 polls you need answers to. Well, the Commission is offering a platform where it can engage with ordinary Ghanaians on a wide range of issues relating to the electoral process. From Wednesday, 7th September, the EC will begin a weekly voter engagement TV show titled #Ask the EC on the state broadcaster GTV. The show will air at 8:30 p.m. every Wednesday on GTV. We're joined on the line by Head of Communications, Deputy Head of Communications at the EC, Mr. Ayuba. Thanks for your time, sir. Now, #Ask the EC. It seems the Commission is taking advantage of the social media craze. But tell us, what informed your decision to do this program?
Thank you very much. A lot of Ghanaians have been wanting to have the opportunity to directly ask the Electoral Commission various questions that they have in mind. So we've looked at all these and we've come up with this #Ask the EC TV show that you rightly said is starting on the 7th of September. That is this Wednesday. This is to afford people, ordinary Ghanaians, the opportunity to ask the Electoral Commission and other stakeholders direct questions about the whole electoral process. Right. So, Mr. Yusuf Ayuba, what form will it take? Walk us through it. It's going to be a studio program where we would have you have people from the Electoral Commission and other stakeholders present, and they would be. We will have also studio audience who will directly ask them questions and they will answer those questions directly. Okay, so you say it's for ordinary Ghanaians. So what would I be required to do if I wish to participate in it? You just have to get in touch with the communications department of the Electoral Commission. You submit your name so that so that we can control the numbers that come. So what you just have to do is to get in touch. We'll get your name, so that will give you an invitation so that you can be on that program. All right, thank you very much. That's the Deputy Head of the Lecture of Communications at the EC, Yusuf Ayuba there. Thanks for your time. Now, by now, many of you, particularly those who follow the campaigns of the various political parties, have become familiar with the numerous promises being made by the NPP flag bearer, Nana Akufo-Addo. Promises such as 1 factory per district, 1 dam per village, $1 million per constituency. Well, that has become a talking point for some of his political opponents and people on social media. Just this weekend, Majority Leader Alban Bagbin at a rally in Tabale made fun of the policy, promising to also provide kenke and fish for every electorate if voted into power. Watch. Every day, I will give you kenke and fish.
Well, on social media, there have been additions and variation. I'll read a few, and you have to have a sense of humor about this. 1 Ewa man, 1 cat. 1 policeman, 1 Ghana cedi. 1 Dagati man, 1 calabash of pito. 1 farmer, 1 hoe. 1 accountant, 1 calculator. 1 Adam man, 1 bowl of kokunte. 1 mechanic, 1 spanner. 1 garman, 1 ball of kinky, as you heard there. 1 fancy woman, 1 set of cooking utensils. I don't know about that, but well, that's our show for today. Remember, you can log on to My Joy Online to catch the show if you missed the live broadcast. I'm Ivor Greenstreet. Make a date with me tomorrow.